we're live right now. And you may ask why theoretically, because, yeah. My ISP is pile of shit. I mean, the only ISP that... I'm choking on nothing. They are the only ISP that offers even a remotely decent speed where I am, so I don't have an option. You know, like, it's fine saying, why don't you just go with somebody else? The answer is, for me, there isn't really anybody else, unless I went Starlink. But Starlink wouldn't be as fast as my internet is now, and it would cost significantly more. I mean, the monthly fees aren't that much more from what I understand. Oh, I've not looked into it in detail. But like the setup fee, buying that dishy thing, you know? Yeah. Would not want to be paying that. Ugh, fuck's sake. I'm yawning. Because I've done nothing all day. Dave Holic, welcome. How you doing? How's things? How's life? Tell me all about it. Yep. 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 Just all the yeps. You know. It's fine. It's not like I had a crap ton of things that I needed to do today. Or anything, you know. And pretty much all of them required an internet connection. Because I use Google Docs. Well, my only other option for broadband where I live is a 30 by 5 connection. So 30 megabits down, 5 megabits up. Now, seeing that I stream above 5 megabits, you know, like, yeah, that's my best alternative. Yeah. It's either Virgin Media or live like I'm on dial-up. Creed, welcome. How you doing? How's things? How's life? Tell me all about it. So this is going to be a short stream because I'm tired. I've done nothing today and I'm shattered. It's really annoying because I've got... yeah. I've not had internet pretty much all day. And the best part is, where I live, I don't even get 4G coverage. You know, I sometimes get 1 bar of 4G, or I sometimes get 2 bars of 3G. But yeah, it's not ideal. Oh, is the dog okay? That's the question that needs to be asked. I will send you a screen grab. Yeah, he had surgery though. Mrs. Bifflechips, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's things? How's life? If it ever sends. Yeah, I turned off my Wi-Fi just because I'm curious. Have a look at my little signal bar on there. Kota, welcome, welcome over on YouTube. How you doing? How's things? How's life? Tell me all about it. Yeah. I mean, technically I've got signal. The worst part is, this is one of the better providers for where I live. And before you go thinking it's my phone, I've got 2 phones that are completely different models, different manufacturers, and different years. Both are 4G enabled, and my other one has 1 bar 4G. You couldn't do that by me, you could not. Cat, thank you for the look. But yeah. Just good luck, you know. I love it when people say, what's your number? Like, if they want to contact me for business reasons, and I'm like, can you Zoom? WhatsApp call? Facebook call? Anything that does not require me to use my actual network, you know, phone network. I have a gig of data these days. I recently downgraded because I realized that I can't use data anyway most of the time. Super busy, just sat down. Well, I've not had internet all day, so I've been significantly less than busy. Also, do you like my background, David Holly? I just realised that no, this is my own custom Android launcher. Or I should say heavily customized Android launcher that I use on all my devices. I just love it, it's so clean. I find that insane. If I'm not at home, I'm on 5G everywhere else. You had to upgrade from 12 gig recently. Yeah, I downgraded to a gig. I downgraded to a gig because I was like, I can't even use data anyway. Like, what's the fucking point? Yeah, OpenReach here is ADSL. David Holly. Yeah, this is my own modified Android launcher that I use. And it is beautifully clean. But yeah. So OpenReach in my area still uses ADSL. Which is the only other option I've got for internet connection. Is an ADSL connection. They were talking about running GFast over here for like streets. Now GFast was invented for high-speed internet within like apartment buildings and, you know, like multi-business office blocks and things. GFast is not really meant to be, you know, spread over an area like the size of you know what a network card covers. So I don't know how well it's going to work. And yeah, like theoretically, I'm presuming it should work if they ever roll it out. It may, you know, might get us like 100, 200 meg on OpenReach. But realistically, what we need is fiber to the premises rolled out on OpenReach. But yeah, good luck. Yeah, I used to have unlimited data, and I was looking, and part of it is I don't go out. You know, I spend 99% of my time at home. So I was looking at my data usage, and like it was on average like 300 to 900 megabytes. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna downgrade to a gig. I'm just gonna downgrade to a gig, and I've never, you know, it's been 2 months and I've not really bothered by it because, well, I live in. I wish I could say I lived out of the way, but I really don't. It's just I live in what some people in the networking trade affectionately called a digital desert, which is a place that theoretically should have good digital connections, but for one reason or another doesn't. Like, there is literally no reason why network provision is so bad, which is why on Virgin Media I can get a gig. I don't have a gig anymore because like, I was just wasting money. But you know, I've got like 500, 150 or something like that connection. Because like everybody where I live is on Virgin Media because it's basically the only option. But the problem with that is Virgin Media don't maintain the infrastructure as well as they should because, well, who else are you going to go with? You know? Like, realistically speaking, your options are Virgin Media or at best 30 by 5. And ain't nobody going to 30 by 5 these days. I'll DM you. Something, David Holly. I just thought I'd let you know a piece of information. That I'm not saying live on stream because theoretically you could track down where I live from it. Nice. Cat, what have we got for food? I know, right? Like, you would think that I live like really out of the way in some tiny village or whatever, but no. Chippy tea, I want a chippy tea. Do you get on with your neighbors? I mean, don't really communicate that much. You know, like we there's no issues between us. David Holick, I drop you a quick message. Oh, more than civil. If we ever communicate, we're always friendly with each other and whatnot. No worries, cut to no worries. I mean, no, but the council do our bins because of our disabilities. So we can't take our own bins out, and the council do it for us, so neighbours wouldn't. With that said, the neighbours do sometimes bring our bin in when they leave it. The council leave it out, even though they're not meant to. Do you have a shared bin with your neighbours? I'm very confused. No. Then why are you saying leave you a little space? Oh, I see. You know that's a crime, right? That's an actual criminal offence. It counts as fly tipping. I can't imagine the police will do anything about it because the police are fucking useless, but it is counted as fly tipping in Britain to put your refuse in somebody else's bin. Like, if you put your home waste in a public bin, that's also fly tipping. Yeah, if they ask permission, it's not fly tipping, but if they do it without permission, it's fly tipping. Yes, fly tipping. Which is a criminal offence in most countries, although it goes by different names. It's actually called fly tipping because historically, it would attract flies because people would throw all sorts of like food waste away and things. We have food waste bins specifically to stop that now, but it would attract flies because general waste, and that's where fly tipping's name comes from. Illegal dumping here, so boring. Yes. But like putting your rubbish in somebody else's bin without permission is fly tipping. Like you can do litter picking for like as a volunteer, and the council will provide you with special bags to let the council know that it's not fly tipped, it's been litter picked. Illegal dumping here, so boring. Yes. But like putting your rubbish in every time. Sure, Dave. Oh, so tired. Notebooks, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's things? How's life? Tell me all about it. Not much watching. I've been busy today. I've had no internet all day, so it's been pretty crap. Guys, recently, like, I posted on some groups on social media, and I've had a bunch of what obviously scammers message me. And I've just been like taking out all of my rage on them, and it's been amazing. Bot about yet? What? I mean, we've had no internet, and nobody has tested the bot yet. RSN Cat just subscribed. Didn't you do that like ages ago? Like yesterday or something? Alright. Show Streamlabs. The bot should be live now. Don't give up dreaming, my friend. Nobody's winning. Show me the money. Nope. I don't get to win either. Painkiller time, guys. Uh... Sorry, I didn't actually explain. I turned my camera off because I need to change my position and I won't be massively sat in a way that is conducive to being on camera, you know? So, what has everybody been up to today? It's Tuesday, so probably working, the majority of you. You're at work wanting to nap, sound like cat. Honestly, guys, this is just gonna be a one and done kind of deal. And it's really annoying because I was hoping to do a long stream today. Pain has been okay most of the day, but it's been getting progressively worse as the day has progressed, which is less than ideal. And now I've got internet, I need to actually, you know, do the things that I've meant to do today. Otherwise, I'm gonna fall behind. We got this, guys. How's work been today, Mrs. Biffle Chips? Any more confusing customers? I feel like that could be the name of a podcast. Confusing customers. It's just a bunch of, you know, people who work in like IT support and retail and stuff just complaining about customers. It's been alright. Little Funky, welcome, welcome. How's it going? It's going better now I've actually got internet. How are you doing? How's things? How's life? Tell me all about it, my friend. Not too bad, thanks. Getting there slowly. Not too... Pretty glad to hear that. Everybody's rolling, nobody's winning. I see the way it is, bot. Food done, nice, nice. How was your, did you say pizza rolls? I think you said. Not a product we have over here. Pizza rolls, yeah. I'm gonna try not to enter a food coma. I hate when I've done nothing all day because I just feel so lethargic. I've not been engaging my brain, you know? So tired. I think I'm gonna stream, eat, and then I'm gonna be up all night working on things. I mean, for me, it's not a case of I rely on the internet idly. Like, if I want to do writing, I use Google Docs, so I need internet connection. I want to do video editing, I use an online video editor at the moment, so I need internet connection. You know, I wanna I wanna review content on blogs. Well, I need the internet to do that. I wanna promote my content on social medias. I need internet for that. I want to play a game. Most of my games are online. I need the internet for that. I want to listen to music. I stream music. I need the internet for that. I want to watch a tutorial on how to use the new video editor that I'm trying to learn to use at the moment. Well, guess what? I need internet for that. So I do understand that, what you're saying, but I don't idly depend on the internet. You know, most of my time I'm working on something. But yes, relying on the internet is I do very much think I'm gonna... There's a moth in my room. Great. I'm gonna attempt to find an open source text editor that I can use when I don't have internet. LibreOffice, OpenOffice, whatever the fuck the go-to is for free open source, you know, productivity software is these days. I don't know, it's been a while since I've used them because I'm very heavily invested in Google's ecosystem, which works great until you don't have internet. I don't know what I'm gonna eat though, because I'm skint until Friday. I'm completely broke. I paid all my bills, so I don't need to worry. But I'm completely broke until Friday. And we don't have much food in. So it's going to be one of those eating a random mixture of things out of the freezer days. Which I don't mind that, to be honest. I don't mind it that much. But at the same time, it's frustrating, and it's partly my own fault. You know, you get paid first. Well, yes. So I get paid at midnight of... I get paid at 1 minute to midnight on the day I get paid. Which means I essentially get paid on Friday. I usually get paid at 1 minute to midnight Friday night. But I'll be paid at 1 minute to midnight Thursday night. But essentially that's getting paid on Friday. I usually get paid on what I call Saturday, because obviously it's just before midnight. Why they do that, I don't know. So yes, I technically get paid on Thursday, but I may you know, I get paid a day early. I get paid Thursday at 23:59. So realistically speaking, it's basically just getting paid on Friday. But you are correct, I get paid day early, which is very much appreciated. Yeah, I had an unexpected bill. Weird as, I know, right? I had an unexpected bill this month that I thought I cancelled. I have a yearly subscription to a service. I'm not going to say what the service is because I try to be as vague as possible on all things. But I have a yearly subscription to a service and I thought I cancelled said service, but apparently I did not. So I was very surprised when it came out of my bank. And why am I being? I don't know. Basically, I use a VPN, as many people do and probably should do, especially because when I'm out and about, I'm usually on public Wi-Fi because I don't have very good mobile data connections in my town. So I'm usually on public Wi-Fi, so I have a VPN subscription. The reason that I cancelled it was I recently upgraded to Google One to increase my Google storage and to get extra features with Google productivity services, and that includes a VPN. So I cancelled the VPN, or I thought I did, because I got a VPN for Google, so I don't need 2 VPNs, right? But I apparently did not do it right, and I know exactly what I did wrong, and it is 100% my fault. I'm not going to name the service provider, but I'm not blaming said service provider because it was definitely my fault. You know, they tell you how you cancel, and I pressed the cancel button and then went away, and you meant to press the cancel button in to put your password in and press confirm. I stupidly, idly, I don't know what you want to describe it, I just pressed cancel and closed the web page without really looking into it. And it was only after I got charged that I checked why I did not cancel, and they, you know, when you press cancel, a little box pops up, then you need to put your password in to confirm. They're a security focused company, so it kind of makes sense that they would do that. But I didn't really think it through, so it is my fault. So I've now got 2 VPNs, so yay me. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, so that came out of my bank and I was not expecting it to. And paying a year of a VPN is, in one go, is not always the cheapest, especially if it's a good VPN. You know, like, there are cheap VPNs, but they're not very good. You know, like, if you... Depends on why you're getting a VPN, depends on how quote-unquote good it needs to be, how secure. You know, if you're using a VPN to watch Netflix in another country, the security of the VPN doesn't matter that much, right? As long as it works to get a region blocking. I'm not telling you my opinion on that. Like, some people do it, some people don't. Is it a form of piracy? Kind of. It's a legal grey area that we have still yet not really covered, like, legally speaking. But the VPN that I had was for when I'm dealing with financial things, because obviously I got hacked and somebody stole all of my money, so I am way over the top with my security these days. So yeah, long story cut short, I paid for a VPN that I didn't need due to my own complete stupidity of not double checking things. And it's a relatively expensive VPN because it's a business high security focused VPN. I didn't mind the price. I think if you've got a free or practically free, 1 second. If you got a free or like cheap service, and it doesn't make sense when you think about how the service runs, they're probably selling data to cover to make them cheap, right? Which, once again, if you're just using it to watch Netflix in another country, does that matter? Like, your ISP is collecting data and selling it. Google is collecting data and selling it. Facebook, etc., etc. All the big tech companies are collecting massive amounts of aggregate data and selling it for a variety of purposes. Is it right? I mean, on the one hand, like we have an expectation that the internet is relatively free. You know, you go to YouTube, you don't expect to pay unless you want to. You know, you go to Facebook, Twitter, whatever, you don't expect to pay unless you want to. You know that. You know that. And we all know somewhere deep down that this is happening. Like, we all know massive data brokers exist and whatever else. We all know it happens. And if you get a paid for service, that doesn't mean it's not happening. Because a lot of the time, to make the services cheaper than the competition, companies will sell that data as well as charging you money. You know, if the deal is too good to be true, then you're probably the product yourself. So the VPN that I use is a business focused, you know, expensive VPN, or what I previously used. And I guess I'm using it for another year. I did email them and asked, can I cancel it? Now, like recently, as in Saturday. They've not got back to me yet, but the, you know, response times are not that good this time of year because new tax year and they're dealing with all the new businesses that are signing up and businesses leaving and whatever else. So yeah, I'm hoping that they will let me cancel and get a refund. If not, I'll just keep using the VPN. I'm not too bothered. It's less than ideal. Plus, I don't really know how much I trust the Google VPN. Like, I feel like I use Google Chrome, I use Google Docs, I use Google Sheets and Google Forms, and, you know, my DNS provider is Google. I use Google accounts to log on to everything. Like, Google has all of my data already, you know? So I'm not too bothered by a Google VPN, not because I don't think Google is collecting data with their VPN, it's just Google's already got all the data. I feel like I'm just monologuing to no one right now. Talk to me, guys. Does anybody else in chat use a VPN? And if so, why? Do you use it for region blocking? Do you use it, you know, for security purposes? And if you do use VPN, what VPN do you use? I'm curious. Has my chat just broken? Test. No, chat's working. You don't use a VPN. Fair enough, fair enough. You don't use one either. You don't use a VPN. So guys, like, alright. Use a VPN, right? Like, please, for the love of all that is holy, like, get Google One, right? It's like £1 something a month, and it includes Google's VPN. if you use Google, if you use YouTube and Chrome, they already have all that data anyway. You pay for device security though, which is fine, but if you're not, you know, man-in-the-middle attacks is the most prolific kind of attacks. Well, no, that's not true. Phishing is the most prolific kind of attacks, but technical attacks and man-in-the-middle attacks are the most likely. So I would very much recommend, like, even if it's Google's VPN. Now, there are significantly better and more secure VPNs, but for 99% of attacks, Google's VPN is enough, and you get 100 gigs of Google storage on Google Drive, which, you know, you can use for backups. And if you're not backing things up, guys, well, you should be backing things up. You know, Google, I am very surprised at how affordable Google One is, and I mean, realistically speaking, if you already have a giant network of data centers, running a VPN is like fuck all bandwidth compared to the likes of YouTube. So it makes sense that they would throw a VPN in there, and then storage is so fucking cheap. You know? like let's be honest, storage these days is so cheap. Like 100 gigs is nothing. I mean, to you and me, like, all of your important documents and photos will probably fit in 100 gigs. But to the likes of Google, like, 100 gigs is nothing. They don't care about that. And most people don't use all of the online storage. So realistically speaking, let's say they have 70% utilization. It's only 70 gigs per person. You know? Yeah, I think I pay £1.79 a month. Like, if you pay yearly, you get like a 30% discount. So it's like $2 a month or so. And my cat is shouting. Are you done? He just does this sometimes. But yes, I would highly recommend you guys looking into, especially if you ever use your device on public Wi-Fi. You know, if you're ever using your laptop or your phone in a cafe or a bar or an airport, then VPNs are definitely beneficial. Can you just... There we go. You just use your data. Yeah, but that's not secure. Man-in-the-middle attacks happen. Like... I'm just saying, like, 4G and 5G is not all that secure because it's a wireless connection. And yes, there's encryption, but the encryption isn't that difficult to break, especially in the modern world. Like, it's usually good enough, but, you know, I personally won't risk it. Now, depends on how much you value your accounts. Like, does losing access to your Google account bother you that much? You know, like, if it does, then VPNs are a must. If it doesn't, and I'm just use Google account as an example, but it can be any online account, right? welcomes? Question mark. Oh, Kiru, thank you for the raid. So multi-stream chat is pretty nice, but at the same time, multi-stream chat doesn't show system messages. And nobody said raid, so I didn't know. How are you today? Stressed, my friend. I have lots and lots to do, and I've not had the internet all day, and pretty much everything I need to do needs internet. And then the person who would usually take over some of the jobs that I was doing, which is my social media manager Z, he had an earthquake in his. We don't have a shout out command. And even if we did, it'd be limited to mods. He had an earthquake and has had no power or water all day. So that's fun. So, you know, like, I do have backups in place for in a situation where I don't have access to, like, you know, internet or electric, but yeah, when both of us have a failure at the same time, it's less than ideal. But yeah, guys, you all should know Kiru by this point. I somewhat frequently hang out in Kiru's chat. I don't that much anymore. Kiru, don't take it personally. But one, I'm just not on Twitch that much anymore because I'm doing so much. I just don't have time. And when I am watching Twitch, I'm listening to Twitch. I'm not watching it. You know? And for those of you who don't know, Kiru doesn't talk on stream, which is fine. Like, it's her stream. She's welcome to do whatever she wants. But it doesn't make very engaging content for somebody who can't visually look at chat. You know? I cannot be looking at chat when I'm writing or editing videos or recording things. So I very much I enjoy talking to Kiru whenever I can. Kiru is an amazing person. You haven't had much time to stream to. Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't know because I'm just not on Twitch very much at the moment. I'm hoping as I get more used to the workload, I will get more used to like knowing how long a given task is going to take. So part of it is I'm hoping to get faster at like video editing and reading scripts and things. And part of it is I'm just hoping to be able to better manage, like, I've got to record and edit this YouTube short. How long is it going to take? And at the moment I don't know because I'm still learning, right? So like sometimes I'm like, I really want to do this thing and I don't know how to do it, so it takes me like 20-30 minutes of googling and watching YouTube tutorials or whatever. Whereas naturally, as I become more used to it, my hope is that I can say, right, I need to record and edit 2 YouTube shorts today. They'll take 15 minutes each. I know exactly what I need to do and everything's good. I have very recently, as in yesterday, started playing with DaVinci Resolve. And my hope is that I can completely transition to DaVinci Resolve editing sometime this year. That's not going to be right away because I don't know if anybody knows of the software DaVinci Resolve, but it's a very complicated piece of software that's used by like all of Hollywood and most like media companies. Like it's, you know, one of the big players. Up there with Adobe. Wonder why that software? Well, because it's free. That's why. You know, I will not pay a subscription for software. Right? I will not pay a subscription for software. I mean, the plan has always been to transition to DaVinci. The plan has always been like, since I planned originally to start making YouTube content, you know, nearly 2 years ago at this point, the plan has always been DaVinci. Like, I would love a free open source solution, but the thing is that DaVinci, like, anything you could want to do, you can do in DaVinci, right? So that's point number one. And anything you could want to learn about DaVinci, there is a guide for it on YouTube. Because it's so ambiguous, because it is so vastly used by the media industry, the amount of like tutorials and guides and information about the software available is just insane. You know, I'm not sure how to do something. I don't even know what it's called. I can just do a YouTube search, and somebody who, you know, was once a beginner has made a video on it, and they explain it simply, concisely. I understand how to do it. It's great. So although it's taking me, you know, it's good. I'm imagining it's going to take me, you know, a good 30 to 50 hours of practice to get proficient with the software. Once I am, I've got to say, it's going to be pretty easy. Yes, exactly. You know, like, I was looking at some open source solutions that are in the market, and the software itself, there's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, there is the issue of the massive issue of there just not being enough, you know, community support out there for me to be able to learn how to do it quickly. Because at the end of the day, I don't have that much time on my hands. I'm doing, you know, we've got 2 blog posts a day on average, a YouTube short a day, a stream every day, and I do want to make long form YouTube content at some point, which means I've got to get pretty efficient. And if, you know, in the long term, an open source software solution would be ideal, but if the information isn't there, if it takes me twice, 3 times as long to learn how to use the software, then it's just not applicable for me. You know? And if I was going to, if I am going to learn an editing software, I may as well learn the editing software. I may as well learn the one that is used by most professionals. You know? So I'm then limited realistically to Adobe software and DaVinci Resolve. Those are the 2 big players in the space. And Adobe software comes with a monthly payment, so that's out because I don't want a monthly payment. And DaVinci Resolve is completely free up to 4K, and I can't imagine I'm going to be producing anything over 4K for a while. So DaVinci Resolve was the easy solution. And I know some people may say you could just pirate software or whatever. I don't agree with that. If somebody chooses, or some company chooses to make their software freely available, that's fair enough. But if I don't agree with pirating. You know, like, as a content creator, if I produce something and I said this requires a payment, and then I found out people were illegally accessing it without providing that payment, I would be annoyed. Now, all of my content is freely available thanks to YouTube and whatever, but that's not to say it always will be. I don't know what I'm going to do in future. You know, and I truly believe in being the change that you want to see in the world, so I don't pirate. That's not to say you guys are not allowed to. Well, I mean, you technically not allowed to, but like, where you stand with your moral compass in that regard is all on you. I'm not gonna say you're a good person or a bad person. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm not gonna be doing that. What did you get up to today, Kira? You did your dailies. Not too bad, not too bad. And sat at the event doing agility. It was really relaxing. I'm glad to hear that. Nothing wrong with a nice relaxing day, you know. He's able to focus a lot on chat, so I had a lot of fun. That is great. I mean, all you gotta do is look what I do in game, and people don't get bored with that, so... You know, people come to stream, like... People come to streams for one of three reasons, right? Reason number one is whoever you were watching doing something interesting or are particularly good at the game. You know, so if you're watching like people who are like world-class League of Legends players or Fortnite players or whatever, you know. The other reason is, oh, I can't say that word. When people are overly enthusiastic about a streamer, which is usually because they're attractive, but not always, or people genuinely like the streamer and they want to get on with them and they want to become friendly and have some form of social thing with them, which is why most people come to my streams, right? Most people come here because they enjoy talking to me. I don't understand why, but I'm not going to question them. You know, but like realistically speaking, I could be doing anything and most of the people who watch my streams would probably still come along. Thank you, Creed. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not on face cam today because I'm in a lot of pain and I don't like being on camera when I'm in pain. Can you see redeems? No, actually. That might be an issue. Nice. Posture check and hydrate. Thank you very much. Yeah. When I move into the studio, which, knock on wood, is this month, then I will have 3 monitors and it'll be a different ball game altogether. Honestly, like, when you get used to 2 monitors, it's so difficult to go back to 1. Like, I was planning to stream away from home and I had to buy a portable monitor because I could not do 1 monitor. Monitors are so cheap as well, like, just buy one. Just do it. Like, go on eBay, buy an old Dell monitor, which is what my second monitor is. They're like 40-50 quid delivered. You can get them for as cheap as like £30 if you really look. You don't need to talk to me about being broke. I promise you. But like, please don't take this as an insulting thing, but if you can't afford to spend £30 to £50 on a hobby that you do on a very regular basis, you're doing something wrong in your life. Right? Either you need to look at your finances and readjust your expectations for your quality of life overall. You know, because like my brother and his partner are both on well-paid jobs, but they are constantly skint because they buy stupid things. They, you know, want a new car all the time. They want to go on holidays all the time, and then they complain that they're skint. And I'm like, between you make like 70 grand a year. You know? In fact, no, they probably make more than that, to be honest. But yeah. So like, don't take this, like, I live on benefits. I have very little money. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. I look after my mum. I get it. You know, I live on benefits. I'm not trying to like. Don't take it as me saying whatever, but like, realistically speaking, even on benefits, you should be able to afford a random expenditure of, you know, less than £100 at any given time. I can just about do that on usually. Like, you know, this month's tight because I had an unexpected expenditure. So I'm pretty skint until Friday. But realistically speaking, you know, like, if you can't afford a random expenditure, like if you suddenly have to go into hospital or whatever, there is a serious issue and you should try your best to work on that. And I'm not saying like, you know, save up thousands of pounds or whatever, because like for people on benefits that's just not possible, and I'm not gonna try and pretend that it is. But yeah, if you can, like, if you've got a marketable skill, you know, like, if you got time, you can learn a marketable skill, you know, learn to review people's writing, learn to write if you can, learn to video edit, you know, sound edit, whatever. Like, you know, you learn a marketable skill and get yourself on Fiverr and similar platforms, and you can get a bit of income. Now, you're not going to get rich off it unless you are very good at what you're doing, but you can earn a bit of income. I know quite a few people who do like songwriting or, you know, whatever, blog writing through Fiverr, and they make some amount of money. It's not a full-time wage, but if you don't have full-time hours, you know, you can't really expect it to be. I mean, we are our own worst critics, right? That's just the truth. And like, what you have to understand is you price yourself based on your skills. You know? You're not going to price yourself at £1,000 a model if you're average or a little below average, are you? But you price yourself for a fiver. It's something that you're doing anyway. You know, that's why I do web development. I'm want to play with web development. I want to work on web development, so I offer to make websites for people for cheap because it's something I would be doing anyway. That's the amazing thing about the free market, you know? If you, let's say you do, I don't know, 5 hours of 3D modeling every week. I just pulled a random number out my ass. But let's say you do 5 hours every week on average. And you're doing that anyway. You know? If you make £20 out of those 5 hours, does it matter that you're not making so much per hour? Because you'll be doing it anyway. You know, when I did a website for a client, I worked out and I did like £3 an hour. But I would have been doing that anyway. You know, it's the same reason I stream. I would be sat here playing Runescape anyway, so I'll just stream. And if I happen to get subs, or I happen to get bits, then great. But if I don't, it doesn't bother me because I would be here doing this anyway. And that's something that pisses me off, right? Is when people go, you know, I don't want to be on Fiverr because, you know, I'm just a hobbyist and I won't make enough money per hour. But if you're doing it anyway, does it matter what you're making per hour? Like, does it really matter? You know, if you're spending 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours a week on insert whatever hobby it is. In your case, 3D modeling, in my case, web development. As long as you can do it to an average-ish level, somebody will pay for that, because there are people out there who can't do it to an average level. And even if it takes you twice as long as a professional, and you're making a quarter of what they make, does it matter? And on that note, guys, I'm going to end stream because my assistance is required, which was my mum calling me just then. So I'm going to go and see what she wants. And I'm hoping it's important because I'm in a lot of pain. So guys, have a good day, night, morning, afternoon or evening. Whether you're watching this live as a VOD or on YouTube. Guys,